Hello, my little babies. Welcome back to another episode of What the Smut Book Reviews. I'm your host, Candace. Thank you for joining me for another episode. It has been a hot minute. It has been 2 months since I uploaded a video. It has been even longer than that since I've recorded. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking many things. A lot of questions just popped into your mind, right? First things first, what's going on here? Okay, so this hideous pattern you see here is the wallpaper that is on the wall of my studio. Listen to me talking as if I actually am somebody. This is the actual wallpaper. So before, where you had a lovely background image of like my woodland forest type scene, that was a backdrop. This is what my actual wall looks like. I took down the backdrop in order to put up shelves, most of which you can't even see. Was it a mistake? Maybe. But as I'll show you quickly, as my sign says, it is what it is, okay? And that's my motto, so that's what we're going with. Could I pan out so you could see that in the shot? Probably, but then you'd see more of my hideous self, and I don't want that, so here we are. Now, your next question is probably, Candace, why haven't you posted any reviews in 2 months? Well, the answer to that is very simple, and that is that I have not read any books. So if you follow me on Instagram, not TikTok, not Facebook, not X or whatever the fuck Twitter is called now, not Threads, Instagram, that is where I'm most active. I post there, I try and post something, even if it's just stories and stuff, or like reshares every day. So if you follow me there, you will know, based off of the things I've shared recently, like within the last couple months, that I have a project in the works. What is this project? If you don't follow me on Instagram, you may not know. I'm in the process of writing my own debut novel. Yes, it will be a romance novel. I'm going to talk a little bit about it now so that we can just kind of give you a better understanding of why I've been MIA, okay? So, like I said, I'm in the process of writing my debut novel. It will be the first book in a series of at least 3 books that have already been plotted and somewhat put together. As it stands now, I'm about 3/4 of the way through writing the first book. Obviously, it has to go through editing and beta readers and ARC readers, et cetera, before it gets released. I am hoping to be able to finish it and have it out by the end of the year. By Christmas would be nice, but by the end of the year, we'll see. Now, a little bit about the book. This first novel will be a step-sibling taboo romance. It is male-female. It will be, the predominant tropes are he falls first. There's some stalker vibes. There is some elements of murder and suspense. So it will be, obviously, mostly a romance novel, but it will have other elements to it. It will have lots of spice, because you know me and I need my spice. It will have a guaranteed HEA. Each book in the series will be a character standalone, so each one will be about a different couple. Yes, you will get to meet the main characters for book 2 in this first book, and one of the main characters for book 3. The other one has yet to be introduced, okay? Or at the time that you'll be reading the first one. I'm taking for granted that any of you out there in the stratosphere will want to read this book. Let me have this, okay? Now, what else? What else can I tell you without giving too much of it away? The main female character is a painter. The main male character is a thief. It is set in Charleston, South Carolina, and it has an air of Southern sophistication and class, while also being gritty and raw and at times nasty. You know what I mean? It will be, I want to say I will consider it just past the threshold into dark romance, because it will have triggering scenarios in it, or scenarios that can be triggering for people. So yes, there will be a trigger warning list that's put into the book. I will warn everyone ahead of time what those triggers are, and that way they can decide, you can decide for yourself if you want to pick it up, right? It will be available in KU, and yeah, I don't really know what else I can give you at this time. But if you're interested in checking some of it out, you can go to my Instagram, which I will link in the description box below, and I'll put a little banner up here at the end of the video. You can go to my Instagram, where I have posted at least 2 snippets from the book every week for the last several months. Okay. Now, that has been mostly to blame for why I have not put out any videos, or why I have not read any other books in a while. It's just because my time and energy has been devoted there. I have also been, I want to say in the beginning I thought I was in a reading slump, and that's could very well possibly be true. To some extent, definitely. Because the last several books I had read were okay, but they weren't like, whoa. And I think because I was trying to write my own book and not subconsciously infer any elements of what I was reading into what I was writing, it made it very difficult for any book to hold my attention. And so I went through a very long stretch of time where I just didn't read anything. I didn't read anything. I didn't listen to any audiobooks. I opted to watch, like, while I was working at my computer, I opted to watch, like, well, I say watch, but half listen to, like, true crime documentaries. Because yes, I am a horror true crime bitch. And so, you know, I found it very hard to concentrate on books. So I didn't force myself to read or listen. And I thought at the beginning, when I started missing weeks of uploads where I wouldn't have an upload for the channel, I would justify it to myself that, okay, well, I'll record this later this week or this weekend, and I'll just do like a blooper video, or I'll do like a something that's not a book review, some kind of other type of video. And I said that to myself, and then a week would come and go and I wouldn't. And then another week would come and go and I wouldn't. And a lot of that had to do with writing, but a lot of it also had to do, and still does have to do, with my mental health. And most people don't know that I live with chronic pain every day. It's not something that I share with a lot of people, because on the one hand, I have this feeling that nobody really cares. Okay. Everybody's going through their own shit. Everybody has their own problems. I don't want to burden anyone else with my problems, right? And then on the other hand, it's just something that's private and that I don't really like to, like, I don't really want to just put that out into the world. You know what I mean? I like sharing parts of myself on here, on Bookstagram, not so much on Facebook anymore because I really don't get on Facebook very much, but I like sharing parts of myself. But I think I, just like a lot of people, I tend to put out a narrative that's sunshine and rainbows, and I don't allow people to see the more vulnerable sides of myself, if that makes sense. So for about 3 years now, I have had a disc extrusion in my cervical spine. It is either pressing on something or it's pushing against a nerve, something that runs up the back of my neck on the left side and into my head. And because of that, I have suffered with chronic head pain. I want to clarify, I'm not talking about headaches. I'm not talking about migraines. Because headaches and migraines come and go. Yes, sometimes they're terrible, sometimes they last for days, but eventually they ease off and they go away. This doesn't go away. I am on round the clock, delayed release opioid medication because of this, in addition to about 10 other pills that are specifically for this treatment and for other things health-wise that are wrong with me. So on a daily basis, I deal with a lot. And some days, many days, it's very difficult to just get through the daily motions of life. I have noticed that over the course of the last year or two, I've basically become a hermit. I don't go out. I don't do things. I don't hang out with people. I don't socialize. And it's because most days I just don't feel good. And it does take a toll on your mental health. I have experienced times of depression. I have terrible anxiety, crippling anxiety. And I'm on medication for that. It's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with, knowing that regardless of the doctors that you've seen and the number of visits and the number of tests, that nobody has an answer to fix you. And that this is just your new normal. And that's really difficult because I feel like I can't enjoy life anymore. I feel like I can't enjoy time with my daughter. I can't enjoy time with my husband. And I just don't get the same enjoyment from things that I used to. So getting enjoyment from books, where it used to be escapism for me and it used to be a way for me to live a different life, I can't even do that because most days my head hurts so much that I can't concentrate on an audiobook. I can't stare at a Kindle for long periods of time. It's just not something I can do anymore. And so it has become more difficult. I am trying to get back into the swing of things, and I do want to get back to making content for this channel because I do enjoy sitting down and talking, even if it's just to myself for 2 hours. But I also have to be easy on myself and think that if I only have an hour or two today where I feel decent, what am I going to devote that hour to? Am I going to record a video? Am I going to listen or read a book? Am I going to try and write? Am I going to spend time with my kid? You know, I have to decide, make a decision. And a lot of times recording does not meet the top of that list, if that makes sense. But I am gonna try to get back into listening to audiobooks at the very least, even if I can't read. And when I do feel well enough, I'm gonna try and get this book finished so that I'll have something for myself and something that makes me feel accomplished. So yeah, that is the cliff notes of where I have been. But I've missed you guys, and I really appreciate if you're still here, if you're still subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate you being here, and I really appreciate you even wanting to listen to anything I have to say. And I will have a review coming up soon. I will also have a little bit of a rant video, because it wouldn't be me if I didn't rant about something. And sometimes I have to decide as well, when I sit down to record a video, if I'm gonna yell during this video and make my head infinitely worse, is it gonna be worth it? And I need to make sure it's worth it. So it's all or nothing, baby, all right? But yeah, so if you haven't, please follow me on Instagram. I would love for you guys to keep track of my writing process and what I'm doing. And that way you won't miss any information on the book's publication date or cover reveal or blurb reveal or anything like that. None of that has been done yet. So I will be posting that soon. And when I have a pre-order date and all of that, that will go up to Instagram. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, make sure you go follow me. It's in the description box below, and I'll put the little banner here now for you guys to see, since I think I've pretty much talked myself out of this. I've talked enough, I think. But yes, that's basically what's been up with me. I hope everybody out there in book space is doing well. I hope you're reading something fantastic, or you're writing something fantastic, or listening to something fantastic. If you have book recs for me, please put them in the comments below. And you know, just if you want to just leave me a random comment, that's awesome too. If you want to DM me on Instagram, I love getting messages from people. I always respond to all my messages. And I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it. I love you guys so much. And again, thank you so much for being here with me. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Okay, let's just get started, even though I know that I'm crooked. We're not gonna, I just can't. I need a new stand. Okay, anyway. All right. How long's it been since I recorded a video? 2 months? I know you all thought I was dead. It's okay. I felt like I was dead, so it's fine. Are you kidding? Okay. Anyway. Oh boy.